Chance warns Kane expects to be murdered. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. On the train car in France, Amanda tells Lily she's sorry about how all of this came out. Lily complains that Amanda could have warned her weeks ago in Genoa City about Kane preparing to swoop back into her life. Amanda explains she signed an NDA. Lily knows that Devon ruined things for Amanda, but before that, they were practically family. She's confident that Amanda knows something. Amanda explains that Kane just wanted to start things with her again. Is that possible? Lily has already told him that will never happen. His bank account being bigger hasn't changed anything. They rehash Kane and Colin's history, and the lawyer explains that the Kane she knows now is very different from the man she knew in the past. Lily still worries her ex made his fortune by following in his father's criminal footsteps. Amanda believes in Kane's decency. This isn't winning Lily over, who remains sure that working with Colin again proves he's just a criminal. Disgusted, she walks out. Sally wants guarantees from Billy. After showering in their room, Billy tries to distract Sally with kisses, but she can't stop thinking about how they should be home and working. They need to launch Abbott Communications, and they can't do that while they are trapped there. Billy is confident that staying will help with the launch. They debate this, and she worries that Newman Media may have scooped them on the Dumas story. That seems unlikely to him. Billy knows that Kane wants Chancellor and he wants Victor to lose the company. He thought he was dealing with an elusive billionaire, but now he's dealing with someone he knows. It's possible that he could make the score of a lifetime. Billy knows Chancellor inside out and Kane will need him. Sally is sure he's putting a lot of time and emotional investment into something that won't pay off. Billy remains confident that he knows Kane. Billy feels Kane is a desperate man who needs family, and that means him. This is something they can use to their advantage. Spectra believes Billy's whole life is tied up with success and revenge. She reminds him they were supposed to be building something. He insists that revenge is not the center of his world, and he cares more about their company than words can express. He'll admit that he does want revenge, and he plans to use Kane to his advantage. Billy explains that he fought with Kane for 15 years, but, occasionally, they got along. He knows what Kane wants and that he needs him. Sally asks if, deep down, Billy wants Kane to hand him Chancellor to run. It's time for her to lay down some ground rules. Billy admits that he wants what he wants and thinks he can get it. Sally repeats they need some ground rules. He offers to put whatever she wants into a contract. She doesn't want to be walked out into the cold like Phyllis and demands a binding agreement in writing that will give her control of Abbott Communications if he takes over Chancellor. She gave up a successful career at Marchetti for him. If this falls apart, she will be left with nothing. She points out that Billy can't run both companies. Sally needs to know that he trusts her and won't install someone over her. When he asks if this is a deal breaker, she says he better believe it. Kyle makes Diane a promise. Kyle and Diane are at the dining table in the maze. He complains about the lack of roads and cell service. It's hard for him to imagine not talking to Harrison for another day or calling Claire about coal. His mom reminds him that Claire has her mother and Harrison is excited to be in Italy with Summer. Diane will admit that this has been a strange adventure, but she has enjoyed spending all this time with Kyle and Jack. Kyle has been enjoying the cuisine. Diane and Kyle wonder where Jack wandered off to. She's starting to worry since he left a note telling her not to. Diane can't help but suspect that he snuck off for something she wouldn't approve of. The combination of rich food, drinking, sun, and strangeness means anything can happen. Her son senses something else might be gnawing at her. When she tries to play this off, he won't drop it. Diane admits she's concerned about him, and blurts, "Audra is using you and it needs to stop now," she says. The whole Jabot versus Vibrante scheme makes no sense, and it just seems to be a plot of Victor's to get at Jack. Her son loves that she's always ready to go to war for her family, but he also thinks she's being overly dramatic. Diane has complete faith in her son, but there is something dark going on if Audra and Victor are working together again. Kyle assures her it's okay. He's one step ahead of whatever they're working on, and he'll be the one to take Audra down. After Kyle swears that he is on alert, Diane repeats that Audra is only part of the equation. He laughs about how amazing it has been to watch Audra shoot looks at Victor. "I've got this," he assures her. Damian doesn't trust Audra. Audra bumps into Damian as she saunters through the maze. He's been looking for a cell signal so he can check on his mom. She reminds him he's not a little kid. Besides, Nate wouldn't let Amy get too upset. No one is steadier and more reassuring than her boyfriend. Damian continues to worry, but she tells him that being there isn't so bad. Audra asks about the sparks between him and Lily and points out he is part of her support system now. It must be weird for him to be in this Kane mess. Damian admits he and Lily are friends, but that's all. He claims he would never have led her into an ambush with her ex Lily, has made it clear she wants nothing to do with Kane. Sitting beside Audra, Damian asks what is going on between her and Kyle. Audra says they are only former colleagues. He doesn't buy it, so she tells him what he's noticing is just their relief that they don't loathe one another any longer. Damian compares this to her and Holden and how much he wants to pick up with her again. Audra insists that she's with Nate and he's the best man she's ever known. "Maybe you're thinking of doing something behind Nate's back," Damian suggests. She says she and Kyle are only working together on a project. Damian's unconvinced. Audra repeats that nothing is happening between her and the Abbott. To Damian, this seems more like a case of, whatever happens in Nice, stays in Nice. Audra doesn't appreciate him implying things and repeats that she's devoted to Nate. Damian admits he may not have been happy to have a half-brother at first, but now he's very protective of him. It would be great if he could believe her assurances, but he still needs to decide for himself. "I've got my eye on you," Damian warns before walking off. Chance's startling update. Devon and Abby sit by the pool. He wonders how he didn't know how bad things had become between Lily and Kane. Devon agrees with her decision to keep Kane out of her life after learning he'd reconciled with his father. He plans to deal with Kane and whatever he has planned for his sister. Chance pops up, complaining he couldn't find his Zen in the maze. They chat about how quickly Dominic has recovered. Abby admits she's surprised he's there.